Good morning. My name is Eli Howes. Can you please tell me your full name?
My name is Ramata Jala.
And what shall I call you?
You can call me Ramata.
Okay. Ramata, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk
Yeah,
about where you live. Do you live in a large city?
yeah, I do live in a large city. I live in Melbourne, but I grew up in a hometown, in a small town that is located at the western part of Africa, Freetown. It is rich in culture and history, and it is a beautiful town with
Mm.
a several million population. But I've been living in Melbourne now for 8 months, and
Right.
it's a beautiful city.
And what do you like most about the city that you live in now?
Well, it's different from my home back home because it has big buildings. It has skyscrapers, and there's there are shops, so many shops, and it also has easy access to everything.
Hmm. Let's move on. Let's talk about the evening time. Do you prefer the morning or the evening time?
Mm, um, I prefer evening time. I'm more evening person than morning. In the morning, in the morning for me, I prefer staying in bed.
Why?
I don't know. We just tired. I'm always tired in the morning, so I prefer doing things in the afternoon or in the evening.
Mm,
It's like I have more energy in the evening. I'm a night person.
mm. And what do you usually do in the evening?
Well, sometimes I walk and sometimes study, sometimes watch movie, and sometimes also went out with my friends or family. I go out with them, just have fun.
Mm. Um, are there any differences between what you do in the evening now and what you did in the evenings in the past?
Yeah, because in the past, I wasn't working before, but now I'm working. I'm doing a casual job. I go to work sometimes in the evening, and in the past also, I wasn't a adult. I don't get to go out in the evening.
Mhm.
Um, Even if I go out by 4 p.m., I should be home or 3 p.m. Even if I go out with friends. But for now, I can go out and come back at whatever time I want.
Great. And let's move on. Let's talking about websites. What kind of websites do you usually use?
I use WhatsApp,
Mhm.
Facebook, and email, but I use WhatsApp mostly because I use WhatsApp to chat with my friends and also in my family, make phone calls with my family. I only use my email for work or maybe school.
Mhm.
That's what I use my email for. And Facebook at times to just check
Do you
newspaper.
have a favorite website?
Yeah, my WhatsApp. As I said, I use WhatsApp more
Mm.
because it's WhatsApp. I connect with my family through WhatsApp because I now stay far away from them. So I connect with them and my friends through WhatsApp. So it's my
Mm.
favorite.
What kind of websites are popular in Sierra Leone?
In Sierra Leone, it's Facebook and WhatsApp. They don't know. Few people use Instagram, but they don't use it like the way we use it here in Australia. So it's more about WhatsApp and Facebook. They don't even use email. Only maybe people who work in offices. They are the ones who use email. But like for us now, we don't use email. Just WhatsApp and Facebook.
All right. Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk,
Yeah.
you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. All right. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you and tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Yeah, like the activity that I think I always do that waste my time because it's a everyday thing. It's always been on social media. It's always been on social media. Like most of my time when I'm not working or when I'm not doing anything important, I'm always on social media scrolling, going to Facebook, Instagram, checking about the latest gossips or what or what's happening around, and especially in WhatsApp, always chatting with my friends. So it's something I do every day. I always check the media every day. Instagram, checking about what's happening, latest gossips, checking about celebrities, what they're doing, and also about people that they post, especially famous people. I do it because it's what keeps me from being bugging apart from working, because I'm not studying for now. So when I don't have work, I'm just home. I just scroll through my phone to social media, and sometimes even watch movies through social media like Facebook and Google and YouTube at times. So I think it wastes my time because I think sometimes I think that before doing that, I should be doing something something important, something irrelevant. So, but I always allow it to take my time because like it's 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 um it's something like an addiction now. Even if I try to put my phone down without saying I'm not going to social media today, I can't do it because I'm so used to it now. I can, other than work, I can't do
Okay.
anything else.
Thank you. Do you think you will continue to use social media in the future?
Yeah, I will continue to use social media, but just that I want to limit the way I use social media. I think there should be far more better things I can do apart from using social media.
Thank you. Okay, so we've been talking about an activity that wastes your time, and I'd like to discuss with you 1 or 2 more general questions related to this. Let's consider, first of all, productive uses of time. So, how can people use their time productively? What kind of activities are productive to do?
Well, firstly, you can exercise because it's good for the health, and
Mhm.
also plan how your day goes. You should plan. You should have a proper planning, because if you have a proper planning, like you said, I'm gonna do this. Maybe always have it. I won't say a timetable, but a schedule of what you do every day. I'm not sure you sit around idly. So proper
Mm,
planning and always exercise, because exercising keeps you healthy. So it's a productive something.
yes, and you mentioned that you like to scroll through social media, and that wastes your time. What other activities are seen as a waste of time?
What other activities are seen as a waste of time?
Yeah.
Well, doing like doing nothing, or maybe sitting, also always sitting below and in front of a TV watching
Mm,
movie, because some people all the time, morning, evening, afternoon, they prefer watching movie, or even PS. The people who play this PlayStation, this PS. Some people will be glued on their TV playing PS from morning to night. The only thing um, that make them that move them from there is having either food. Some people just make popcorn and have it, or maybe using the toilet, or and going to bed.
yes, it's very late, quite a lazy lifestyle. What
Yeah,
advice would you give to
it is a
somebody?
lazy lifestyle.
What advice would you give to somebody that has that lazy lifestyle and watches a lot of movies and sits on the sofa for a large period of the day, but wants to be more productive and do more exercise and maybe read more books?
Um, like let me say, you should have in life you should have a plan, because I think if you have a plan, you know what you want, instead of sitting idly all around on your sofa or on your bed. If you know what you want and you know your goals and you really want to achieve them, you can work and towards them. You can try to do what's important for you to achieve your dreams. But if you don't have any goals or any dreams, you just rely on people to be working for you, or people, or just pick up your phone and a phone call and say you need money, then they can send it for you. I'm not sure you can stop. So you have to have a plan. You have to be independent on it, because if you are independent, then you know what you want. You can't be sitting around all day.
Hmm. Let's move on. Let's talk about how we use our time at work. So nowadays, bosses do quite a lot to try and monitor how their employees use their time. For example, they might see what the employee does on their computer. Do you think that this is a good thing?
I'm not quite sure, but also I think it is, because for me to compare back home from Sierra Leone in Australia, in Sierra Leone, if you walk in and there are no people watching you, no camera, you can do your work well, and you always be glued on your phone. You be pressing your phone and you can't do the work properly. But I saw the difference in Australia here, because when your boss is seeing you and whatsoever, I see here when you work here, you can see someone using their phones, because they know if you use your phone, you're gonna be in trouble with the boss. But back home, you don't have we don't have that type of technology for someone to watch you and see you using your phone. So it's like, the people just be lazy around that,
Oh, so do you find that
because you
people
need
laze
to.
around more in Sierra Leone, or do they laze around more in Australia just when the bosses isn't looking?
I think more in Sierra Leone, because you won't get into trouble. It's only if you are caught red-handed. But other than that, if the boss is not there, you just do what you want.
Right. So, what can a boss do to encourage their staff to be productive at work?
To be productive at work, I think if if um if we work as a team,
Mm,
working as a team, and also if you don't have a boss that is bossy, because some bosses are very bossy. They'll yeah, they'll be wanting you to do everything, or maybe even, and some bosses are also aggressive. They insult you if you don't do a job well. So you not being aggressive and you treat all your employees as a family, then I think the work will go well.
thank you very much. That is the end of the speaking test.
Yeah.
So, very nice speaking test. How did that feel?
Good.
Ah, great. So this is our second test, and yeah, very nice. So in the last test that we did, I said that sometimes you rely on slow speech, and this
Yeah.
time I really liked you varied the speed of your voice a lot more. Especially in part
Oh,
three, there were times when you were speaking very quickly but naturally, and then there were also times when you were speaking more slowly when you were contemplating and thinking of ideas
yeah.
more, which is great.
Thank you.
So that was
It
a
happened
really
because of you. Like, yeah, you boost my confidence though from the last class, from the
right,
last session.
right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a real pleasure to do these speaking tests together.
Yeah, of course,
Um,
I was speaking. I was afraid of speaking, but since I had the last session with you, I'm much more now confident that I will do well in my exams, because I was afraid even before, I was afraid that I'm gonna have my exams on Sunday, and I don't know what to say on my speaking test. But I'm much more confident on it now, even more than the other test.
Yeah, I could really feel that. I thought, wow, she's really confident, and more confident than the last one, and the examiner will respond positively to that. Um, Actually, just this morning, someone was saying, what can I do? I'm going to my test tomorrow, and I was thinking, well, if you've got one day, the only thing that you can do is trying to get into the right mindset of going into the test. So going in there feeling confident, and one thing that you did very well when we did our last test is enjoy some of the questions. So, for example, like in the last test when I was asking you about mobile phones, and in this test when I was asking you about websites, it's like as soon as I see you kind of relax and enjoy answering the questions, I, as the examiner, also get more engaged. And so, yeah, if you can enjoy answering the part one questions, that will reflect positively on your test.
Yeah.
So, very nice. You have so much good vocabulary. And actually, what I think I'll do is when I edit this video, I'm going to be putting all of the nice vocabulary at the top. You may have seen that. I do that in some of the
it feels to you. Thank you.
But one phrase that I really liked is you said, "I'm an evening person." It's just such great language. And
Yeah.
I think you also said, "I've never been a morning person." And it's funny because I was actually thinking I want to create a lesson on these idioms because they're very easy idioms to use, but they're also very advanced and good idioms. So
Yeah.
things like evening person, animal person. Wait, so evening person, you love the evening. Animal person, you love animal. Cat person, you love cats. You can even be a people person, which means that you love spending time with people. And you used those phrases, things like evening person, morning person, perfectly. And that's idiomatic vocabulary. So that's high level vocabulary. I also liked that your pronunciation was very good, and I liked if you go back and watch this video because I'll send it to you afterwards. When I asked you about what you do in the evenings, and you go, well, sometimes I walk. So it was just like a nice pause, like, well, so contemplation. Sometimes and then.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about what to say.
Well, that's perfect, but you did it perfectly, and your pronunciation and sentence stress while you were talking about that was absolutely brilliant. I like that you talked about scrolling through your phone, which is very natural. You did say the latest gossips, but remember, gossip is uncountable. So the latest gossip without the S.
Okay.
Some more lovely vocabulary. I love things like sitting idly. So sitting idly on the couch, idly meaning you're not doing anything. And collocations like work towards a goal, very nice. And then things like caught red-handed by your boss. So another idiom, but you used it perfectly. That's the perfect context and the perfect idiom to use when your boss walks in and you're checking WhatsApp instead of working on your project. You're caught red-handed. You said glued on something, but when we glue, we're glued to something. So glued to your phone. So this is again an idiomatic expression. You just need to quickly change that preposition from glued on to glued to.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then the last thing, just sometimes it's almost like a slightly French pronunciation comes through. Sometimes with words like aggressive. So it's the aggressive. And
aggressive.
Then, and Instagram. And you want to try saying that one? Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah. So it almost sounds like you're making the sound a bit here, which I think is kind of French pronunciation, like Instagram. Oh. It's Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah, great. That's much better. and then also kind of typical French pronunciation, health. So it's that,
Health.
yeah. So more pronunciation of the h sound, health.
Health.
Yeah, because I think sometimes people with typically a French background, they forget about the sound because it's very small, and they say elf instead of health.
Health.
Yeah, exactly. Great. So thank you very much for doing the speaking test, and good luck
Yeah.
for your test on
Thank you.
Sunday.